Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Azrael, the one coming at you. I know it's been a minute. Matter of fact, we can't begin this way. Y'all know how I gotta start off my videos. So hold on for a second. I'll be right with you. Give me a minute. Hold on. Much better. Now, where was I? Oh yeah. What's going on? It's your man Azrael, the one coming at you. Appreciate you guys. I know I'm long overdue for doing a video. And I wasn't really set to do a video on this side of Labor Day, mainly because it's my summer and I wanted to enjoy my summer, enjoy my kids, enjoy some time away from the camera. But then I saw something that had irked me. And I've been tracking for a few days the rash shootings perpetrated by mixed race and African Americans against whites these last couple of days, to include the shooting of police officers. And I hadn't planned on saying anything about it in a video, mainly because I've kind of tired of saying the same thing over and over. It just proves I'm consistent, but the message doesn't seem to be reaching you. Then I saw something, or rather heard something, that disturbed me. And I knew at some point I was trying to get here, but I didn't know how I was going to get here. But now that I am here, I think it needs to be said I'm going to take my shots now. Not for a point of trying to make a name for myself, but because it is something I ought to do, it's something I should do as an ethical and moral person. What am I talking about? Well, I'm going to roll the video clips, and I'm going to let you see for yourself. I'm going to try to keep this under 25 minutes. If I go over 25 minutes, it's just going to get split in two videos. But I want you to see this for yourself, and then it'll make sense my outrage. So,
your flag. Your flag, bitch. Black Lives Matter. And I want to talk about the shooting of the white deputy sheriff in Houston, Texas. It's open season on killing whites and white police officers. And probably killing cops, period. It's open season. Picking them off. Today, we live in a time where the white man will be picked off, and there's nothing he can do about it. His day is up. His time is up. We will witness more executions and killing of white people and cops than we ever had before. We see with the Houston, Texas shooting, and we see with the news reporting shooting in Virginia. It's about to go down. It's open season on killing white people and crackers.
This is Colonel Hannibal Smith with I'llWriteIt.com. I'm about ready to show you audio that was recorded September 1st, 2015 at approximately midnight Eastern Standard Time to 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was from the F Your Flag 9/11 movement. The radio show is hosted yet again on Blog Talk Radio, which is a company and website that promotes terrorism with their negligence. These people have been warned after the same movement has threatened to kill a veteran's family that this stuff was going on, and they just don't take the blogs down. They willingly and knowingly allow their services to be used to put calls out to execute cops. And in this recording I'm about to show you, this guy called King Noble that is associated with F Your Flag 9/11 and Black Lives Matter, of all things, talks about the slaying of the deputy and the 3 reporters, and now says that it is open season on killing whites and open season on killing cops. And they say that they are going to start shooting us one at a time when we're by ourselves, and that this is going to go on nationwide. That is what the threat is. And one other thing real quick, because when you've been threatened for 4 months of your life trying to wake people up to this, and you receive death threats and calls to your house and threats to mail you bombs and all sorts of other kind of stuff that's happened to me and my family, and then you turn the TV on and you see reporters being shot in live television, you see cops being executed, you start to realize that you don't know how much time you have left. And if there's one thing that I want to say when I have the chance to still say it, is that if I walk outside my house tomorrow, a black man or a black female shoots me and kills me, I don't want there to be any racism against African Americans, because the people that are doing this Black Lives Matter movement and this F Your Flag movement, because in the audio you can clearly hear them identify themselves with both of them. I don't want there to be any racism against African Americans, because these people that are doing this represent a small percentage of African Americans. You know, the majority of African Americans don't believe in going out and shooting someone because of the color of their skin, the same way that white people and every other race, Hispanic, we don't believe in going out and shooting people because of the color of their skin. So here's the audio, and remember, all lives matter.
Your flag. Your flag, bitch. King Noble, Black Supremacy. And I want to talk about the shooting of the white deputy sheriff in Houston, Texas. Reminds me of a Bob Marley song, I Shot the Sheriff. To me, what the Houston, Texas brutal execution before the public represents to me is its open season on killing whites and white police officers, and probably killing cops, period. It's open season towards the police department and the police. So now you got some black militant or some angry black man walks up and executes a cracker cop in broad daylight. This is real. It's open season on killing white people and cops. It's unavoidable, inescapable. It's funny that now we'll move into a time where the predator will become the prey. Yes, they said there will be a race war, and that we cannot win a race war. We can't win. We're outnumbered. They got weapons, they got drones, they got this, they got that. But I remind you of the buffaloes who outnumber the lion. They're bigger than lions, and they move in larger herds, but they're picked off by lions, one by one, picking them off. Today, we live in a time where the white man will be picked off, and there's nothing he can do about it. His day is up. His time is up. We will witness more executions and killing of white people and cops than we ever had before. We see with the Houston, Texas shooting, and we see with the news reporting shooting in Virginia. It's about to go down. It's open season on killing white people and crackers. The Black Lives Matter movement wasn't enough. We tried to appeal to them to let them know that this type of thing would come, it would happen. They thought they were indestructible and invincible because they took advantage of the weakness of black people for too long with all this police brutality. And now they've got black men out there that just can't take it anymore. And they're willing to act out. And they're willing to get you when you least expect it. Come at you when you're not thinking about it. It's not safe no more to be white in America. Lurking behind any corner could be an angry black man ready to take your ass out. It's a reality. It's open season on killing whites and police. And they better make some serious changes, social changes at this point, because it ain't looking good. And they going to get embarrassed because just when they tried to make themselves look invincible and untouchable and we got this under control, clearly there's some black people out here that's about to show you that you might not just have it like that.
So they think the police gonna protect them until the police ain't there no more, and that's when we should act. When the motherfuckers are by themselves, that's when we should start fucking them up, like they do us. When there's a bunch of them niggas taking one of us out, that's how we should roll up. Since we already roll up in gangs anyway, probably gonna be 6 or 7 black motherfuckers see that white person and lynch their ass. If we start turntables and cops start losing people, this will be a whole different story.
Yeah.
Because then it will be a state of emergency. Somebody needs to become a sacrifice on their side. Black lives don't matter, not to those motherfuckers, so we got to make it matter to them. But we got to start putting more black people per white people. That's what we need. Find a motherfucker that's alone. Snap his ass and then fucking hang him from a damn tree. Take a picture of it, send it to motherfuckers. I bet it'll turn the whole tables on shit. We just need one example. One example, and people will start watching, and it's going to become a trickle effect. So if we get one group of black people to hang one of these racist motherfuckers, this will be a different conversation.
We need to make an example out of a cop that's been killed one of us and then off. That's how we
that would be the best. That would be the best method right there.
At all times, fuck that report and shit. Motherfuckers need to start coming up missing, straight missing, like no leads. There are no suspects. We don't know who did this. There's just an officer gone. That's when they're going to really start being scared. And until shit like that happens, you know, getting us caught up in all this, I don't even really want to go that far into detail, but we just need to learn how to meet in secret. I got a small little group here. Wherever we at, we close with each other. We need to start moving in secret and doing stuff.
We need to be the one that's laughing at them at their extermination.
So, I mean, they know their time up. You know, they might want to get ready for it.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have to organize and then militarize.
But I feel like I'm about to do something else crazy. We don't need to ever allow it to be a moment where there's no crazy shit going on. It's time to stop talking. There's no more time to fucking talk. Act.
Like a lot of people saying that we need to act. Is people don't understand what act means. Like it doesn't mean you have to go out there, start blasting motherfuckers. Like there's different sides to war. Like we need to organize in that manner. Like who's good at, you know what I'm saying, we're scientists, because it's also, you know what I mean, biological warfare happening to us every day. Putting shit in the water, all sorts of nonsense. So we need scientists, black scientists who can reverse that and help us use it as a weapon. We need to start blasting back in a lot of ways. And I don't think a lot of people understand what that means. We have too many guns in our hoods. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Wasting bullets on each other instead of fucking shooting the real enemy. These are the people, like the younger reckless motherfuckers, is who we need to get to. Because they're already ready to shoot. We just need to put them in the right fucking direction.
Yep.
They already wasting bullets anyway.
Please show up. I'm in Oak Cliff area of Dallas. Now, you bring your lily white ass to Oak Cliff, you get what the fuck you want. Because this ain't Beverly fucking Hills. You don't even fit in over here. Come over here with that white shit with your pickup truck with the big tires and shit and see if you make it the fuck up out of here. You'll be one dead goddamn cracker.
No.
I feel like we need to stop saying that there's going to be retaliation and just fucking retaliate, man. I'm tired of talking about it.
But I'm ready for war, too. I believe that, Farrakhan, he stayed down in 10-15. I hope that he has an ultimate plan, because the or else to me is a threat of or else you go get your head on back. That's my definition of or else. And if that's what the brother is going for, then let us know so we can be strapped and prepared and plan. We always have to have a plan of who's going to do what when this happens. When the real revolution comes, who's going to look out for babies? Where's the safety net for the ones that can't fight, like the elders and the children? I got my neighborhood with the martial law. They all getting wiped out according to what I have planned.
Think a lot of black people are gonna be dead in the ground. If I got something to do with it, or all them Uncle Ruckus ass coons, it's gonna be my job to kill all of them. Got the same kind of mindset that's gonna go in there and sit around them motherfuckers and smile and lick boots. Coons. I can never go and be on no regular ass 9 to 5 in no office job, because I don't feel comfortable being fake to be around motherfucking white folks and boot licking coons.
So it's not even worth it to come against us because you will feel it tenfold. Trust me. Please believe that. Because it's not going to be a pretty sight if you come in front of me. Just honestly, you know what I'm saying? And we are going to be open carry in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, with the Black Liberation, with the Black Riders Liberation Party. So you could come out there if you want to, but we're not playing with you.
This is King Noble Black Supremacy. The orders have just come down from the head organizer of the FYF 9/11 movement, Palmetto Star, the ratchet revolutionary, too raw for TV. The order has come down to reveal the info of the secret location of the FYF 9/11 mobilization. The event will be held in Stone Mountain. Get there. In Stone Mountain, you will witness the end of United States imperialism, white supremacy. September 11th, Stone Mountain. Get there. The Confederate flag must come down. I don't care whether you are a Hebrew Israelite, a Moor, Black Panther, Black Rider. I don't care what organization you with, 5%ers. I don't care. Get your black ass there, because it will be going down. Witness for yourself the end of United States imperialism, white supremacy. Fuck your flag. Now, some people are saying, you're talking about burning all the flags of United States imperialism, including definitely the red, white, and blue flag. Why the red, white, and blue flag? Well, that flag backs every other type of a racist flag against black people. There would be no KKK or white hate groups if they weren't protected by that American flag and those who represent it, who gives them the freedom to speak out racism, the freedom to speak against blacks, the freedom to spew out hatred. The freedom to organize hatred movements against blacks that happens under the American flag, the same flag that's oppressing poor people in third world countries, stripping them of their resources and dropping bombs on their children. That same fucking American imperialistic flag is going to have to be burned. There will be no other hate movement or racist white supremacist movement in America if they weren't backed by that flag. They use our taxpayers' money to have their hate movements backed by a militarized police force, backed by the police departments to spew out their hatred against black people. The Confederate flag, the KKK, none of that would have no power if it didn't happen under the United States imperialistic flag. So on that day, September 11th, fuck your flag, Stone Mountain. It's over with. It's over with. We will burn every single flag of white supremacy. This is King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleBlackRulership.com. Also, follow me on Instagram at www.kingnobleBlackRulership.c.o.m. I think it's just kingnobleBlackRulership.c.o.m. Also, follow me on Twitter at KNBS Rulership on Twitter. This is King Noble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.kingnobleBlackRulership.com. Fuck your flag. Black Supremacy.
Well, you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. And now here's what I have to say about this. First off, and let's put this out on the table right fucking now. I'm talking to the people not just in Stone Mountain, Georgia, where they claim they're going to be, but anywhere they show up. If you see these group of morons in your town, if you see them in your halls, in your streets, wherever you may find them, even on the highways, and they pose a threat to your spouse, to your children, to your parents, to your neighbors, to you, to your property, I want you to hear me very clearly. You mow their black asses down without a second thought. I mean it, and don't you dare feel guilty for it. You cut their asses down. Let me explain something to you. And I'm going to say it, the fuck your flag, 9/11 movement, King Noble, are a bunch of dickheads. They're stupid. And I'm going to divide my talking points at this point in the conversation between two groups of people. I'm going to first talk to the white folks. Coming as a black man, and I'm sure you saw photographs and you can see it on my channel icon, and you can see it in some of the video photos I've posted on previous videos. I'm a veteran, and I'm a service member, former service member. I serve my country proud. I'm an American just like you. I put my pants on the same way you do. I go work the same way you do. I come home to my wife and my kids the same way some of you do. I want you to understand, I'm not apologizing for this. But I want you to clearly see there's a difference between people who are striving to build a better America and then people that want to destroy it. You see, I took an oath, like some of the Marines who float this site called YouTube, some of the airmen and some of the sailors and Coast Guardsmen. We all took an oath to defend the country against enemies, foreign and domestic. And while I understand they have a right to free speech, you don't have the right to make terroristic threats. And what I'm saying to you white folk is that when you see these characters and they start trouble, you might want to holler for the sheriff. And then if they decide to pull out that gun, like they said they're going to do, they're going to open carry, and they start to put up an issue, just no questions asked. Self-defense, mow them down. I don't think it's fair that we put into conversation a Black Lives Matter and then tell you your life doesn't matter. You have the right to autonomy, just like I do. You have the right to walk your streets in peace. You have the right to say what you feel without fear of reprisal. Last I checked, the Constitution in this day and age didn't discriminate between who had rights, who didn't. So I find it very unfair that these crab louses are about to descend where you live and you have to hide yourself in fear. Now, I'm not telling you that if you see one of them to just pull out your gun and shoot on sight. I'm not saying that. But these shines, these silverback savages, fuck them. This is America. And whether you got your grievances or not, you don't get the right to interfere with people expressing their autonomy. You don't get the right to bring fear and terrorism to an innocent group of people who have nothing to do with your grievances. You don't have the right to take what should be a simple protest and create a state of confusion, terror, and unrest because when I didn't get what I want. These are not American citizens to me. They're lower than dogs in the street. And while I understand they have a right to their viewpoints, because you have white racist extremist groups who also say some of the things they say from their point of view, They don't get the right to fuck with your life. And I'm saying this not as a father, not as a husband, not even as a Southerner. And yes, I was born on Southern soil in Richmond, Virginia on the South Side. I'm saying this as an American. And I get pissed when people say to white folks, you have to put up with it. Aren't white folks Americans too? Do they not get the same privileges and the same rights that I get? Of course they don't. Because their forefathers 150 some odd years ago owned slaves, so it's their fault. Listen, I'm going to say it one more time before I move on to the black folks, because that's who I really want to talk to. If you see these idiots in your town and they start to cause trouble, you cut their asses down. And don't you dare apologize. Don't you feel sorry. Don't you even bat an eyelash. You have a right to exist with no one to fuck with you. Take it from other black folk who speak out against this type of malarkey. The only way these shines is going to learn is when someone puts a fucking bullet in their head. It's a shame that a democracy gets ruined because somebody decides that to get their point across, they got to terrorize others. Now, black folks, I hope you paid attention to this dialogue that you heard. Not to me talking to the white folk. No. I want you to pay attention to everything that Sambo said. That coon. I want you to recognize that this coon, King, I done forgot this man's name already, Jesus Christ. He's that fucking irrelevant to me. But just for the point of making an argument, a teaching moment, I'm going to use him. King Noble. That's right, King Noble. I want you to pay attention to what this coon, King Noble, said. His diction, his vernacular, or use of it, or lack thereof, however you want to term it. And I want you to find that there's a congruence between guys like him and guys like that black pastor on the corner of your block who's preaching the word of God, but then fucking your women, fucking your community, and living out in the suburbs. I want you to pay attention to the mannerisms and the rhetoric, quote unquote, of these shines. I want you to notice that it's a similar thing between your sensationalist media, your race-baiting Negro leagues, your race-baiting Al Sharptons and Messi Jacksons, and so on and so forth. And I want you to draw this little interesting parallel. These same people are all doing one common thing. They're playing on your emotions. Now, I know you want to know what I think, so here it is. You see, I'm irate. Not as a black man, as an American, as a veteran, as a father. Because these are the kind of people that should never have a platform to say what they say. Yet, the Constitution does protect free speech. And that is speech even that offends us. But wait. Constitution doesn't exactly promote terroristic threats. Now, does it? And the fact of the matter is that you people keep giving these jackasses platform is indicative enough of a huge problem. And I wonder, where are your pro-blacks on this? Because see, this fool and his conglomerate of idiots openly said not only should they shoot white people, but they should shoot cops in general. Some of you black asses are cops. I wonder how much Black Lives Matter now when they're turning the gun on you. Because you won't kowtow to their demands. Because you won't believe what they believe. See, black folks and white folks, bring your asses in. This is not about race anymore. This is about struggling to maintain our society which is falling at a rate that to me is almost inconceivable. It's like living through the fall of Rome. It bothers me because we have this conversation that needs to be had. And instead of coming to the table like civilized people, we're coming at each other with sticks and knives and guns. And black folk, let's just be real, you're the one that's paying for it. Because it's called guilt by association. So what you folk need to do is all you black folk need to get away from these Negroes. You need to give a wide berth. You need to do yourself a favor, and when these Negroes go up to that tree and they start striking the hornet's nest, your black asses need to run. And when I mean run, I mean run. Get your ass to shelter, lock all the doors, close all the windows, seal all the ducts. Because when that hive hits the ground and them hornets get loose, you don't want to be anywhere near that circus. Because they're going to be the ones getting their ass torn the fuck up. And if you out there, I feel sorry for you. That's just the way that it is. I know you ain't going to like what I'm saying to you. I know you're not going to like it. But who gives a shit? It's the truth. Never in all of my days have I witnessed what I just displayed for you on video today. I have never in all of my days heard nor saw such. There is no word that can encapsulate my outrage. And what makes me even more upset with you disingenuous Negroes, you so quote unquote pro-blacks that are down for your people, is that this is the kind of man that you don't call out. This is the man who wants to be Stokely Carmichael, who wants to be Marcus Garvey and the next Malcolm X, but don't even know what the fuck those brothers were about. This is the man that you Negroes will not speak out against. Oh, they brought up the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and let's just be real. I've never been a fan of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. But I can also understand, excuse me, I don't mean Elijah Muhammad. I meant Louis Farrakhan. Heaven forgive me. Louis Farrakhan. I had the guy's face in my head, and I kept saying Elijah Muhammad. I have never been a fan of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. I never have. Even though I can say what he says makes sense. But there is a point when you take what that man says and take it so far afield and out of context to justify your evil intentions that it just becomes downright sickening. Now I can, and mind you, I don't condone one taking the law into their own hands. I don't. I'm a believer in justice, not vengeance. But I can logically make sense of if you could get no redress from the system, you went after the person who did it. Yes, it circumvents the law. Yes, it disrespects the system of justice. Fine. If that's what you feel you must do in order to put the real issue into dialectic conversation with the larger problem, fine. I don't agree, but I can understand this. When it goes past this point, it becomes an act of terrorism. And believe me, the same thing I said to white folks at the beginning of this segment, I'm going to say to you. If you see these Negroes in your town, in your city, on your block, and these Negroes are looking to start trouble, if they're threatening you, your spouse, your parents, your children, your property, or your neighbor, you mow them down without a second thought. Not because, oh, I want to look good for white folk. No. Because at the end of the day, it's your community. It's where you live. And just like everybody else around you, you're an American. there used to be a point in time where that meant something. Hopefully, it will mean something again. Because see, dudes like this, in my opinion, need to be found in the street, slumped over, or finds himself in a jail cell. Him and all his conglomerate of idiots in a jail cell. Why? Because no man has the right to interfere with another man's right to peacefully exist in his own home, in his country, or around his own people. No one has that right. And when I say own people, I don't mean by race. I mean by nationality. Because you can be white, you can be Asian, you can be a Jew, you can be an Arab, you can be a Negro, you could be an American Indian. It doesn't matter. If your ass was born on this soil, you are an American citizen. You are subject to all the rights and all the laws that are existing in this land. You get the privileges of being American, you get the rights and the duties of being an American. And if we are going to take a stand and say all lives matter, then we need to root out characters like this and see to it that they find their just due. I'm not saying you get to silence someone for disagreeing with you. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying somebody's got to take a stand. So here's what I'm going to do, and here's my call to action. I'm going to go and I'm going to put the Stone Mountain State Police, I'm going to put their phone number in this box. I'm going to put a change.org petition in this box. I'm going to put other petitions, other resources that can be used, including the FBI. I'm going to put it there. And if you feel so inclined, in fact, to say something, then I impress upon you to do so. We're Americans. We are not subject to tyranny from those who would threaten us and are not from our land. Because last I checked, when terrorists thought that they could subject the will of Americans to their own, we, in a very short order, showed them we will not bend. We will not yield. We will not go quietly into that good night. We will not vanish ourselves without a fight. And it doesn't change for homegrown terrorists who just happen to have been born with the same rights and privileges to be an American. To you, King Noble, I say this. You want to create a race war? I say this as an American citizen. I will not bend and I will not yield. I will not go quietly into that good night. I will not vanish without a fight. I took an oath. That oath was for life. I swore to defend the Constitution and the American people from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And I promise you, good sir, if you stay this course, I will do everything within my power to see that not only you fail, but you spend your life behind bars.